And we're back from our little break there here on Latenight Cageside, powered by BJPenn.com radio. We have our next guest. He was on TUF 17. He made it all the way to the TUF 17 finale. I want to welcome Uriah Hall. How are we doing tonight, Uriah?
We're doing great, man. What's going on?
Not much. We've had a very interesting show, and it's it's definitely one. It's a keeper, that's for sure. But we're really glad to have you on here on Late Night Cageside. And what I wanted to talk to you about is doing my research with you is that you came to America at the age of 13 from Jamaica. What made you come here? Or what was the circumstances of coming to America from Jamaica?
I can say for everyone that's coming to America, I can say that everyone that comes to America, they want to live that, American dream, which is to, have a better life and to make it in a better place. And, at the time I was a kid, that was nothing I was thinking about. But for me, my mom wanted me to just have a better future, so that's why she brought me up.
Now, what made you get into mixed martial arts? I mean, did you have a wrestling background? Did you have, problems with the neighborhood bullies or anything like that? I mean, what made you get into the MMA scene?
For me as a kid growing up, I was always interested in martial arts. And just coming here and being more exposed to it just kind of provoked that interest even more. And, I got bullied as a kid, of course, and my mom put me in it to regain confidence. And next thing you know, it took a different route. And now I'm doing it for, a career. So as a kid, I was always interested in watching movies and, just being fascinated with the sport. And, I didn't know too much of it, but I just liked the way it just came across, just the coolness of it, throwing punch and kick, which I can say for any kid when they see something like that, it's just cool. But now being more educated on it, I'm just even more intrigued and just looking to get better at it.
What's the one part of your game that you would like to improve, or you think you can improve greatly?
I would say all around, even for my stand-up. I know I'm not that great at my wrestling. It doesn't really bother me, but, that's something I'm definitely looking to improve on too. But all around, just to be able to be comfortable in the ring from any angle, from any position, and just putting the whole thing together.
Now, a lot of people, and myself included, man, I think you are one of the most talented guys ever that I've seen on TUF. What was it that made you decide to go and try out for it?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Someone sent me an email a long time ago, and it turns out when it was coming around, he was like, hey, man, I'd love to see you on the show. This tryout's coming out, and I just, at that given time said, oh, my goodness, this would be amazing. And I just tried it out, and I flew out to Vegas. I actually bought a one-way ticket, and, it worked out for the best that I made it, and they shipped me back out. And, we're still in work in progress, and they called me and said, we'd love to have you for the tryouts to fight to get in the house. And I just remember that feeling of excitement. I'm like, yeah, man, this is it. And it was, history from there.
Now, how was it being on Chael Sonnen's team? I know people they hear what they hear about him, see what they see about him. Well, from what you got to know of him, man, how you like old Chael?
Chael's a great guy, off camera and just know him personally. He's a really genuinely nice guy. Just his approach on a lot of things. I can say the fight game is different from, what you do every day around, but, I got to know both sides of Chael, and, I don't want to say anything to cause anything, but I've hung out with Chael, and I just know that he's a great guy. He's very giving. He's very smart, and just the way he approaches things, especially from a sports angle, to treat the mind differently, and to what he told me to pretty much go out there and have fun. And it kind of brought me back to remember what got me started in the sport. And, I thank him greatly for that. He's still a great friend of mine. We keep in contact, and that's definitely someone I would love to have around, for a long time, especially in my corner, hopefully, in the ring.
Now, as Chase said, that you did have one of the best. I mean, you really did. You had one of the greatest runs in TUF history. We talked to Tony Ferguson, who was winner of the Ultimate Fighter, And I thought he had one of the greatest runs as well. I mean, you two, I'd have to put you guys at a tie because I think people forget about what he did, but you had an extremely, extremely devastating run. You dominated everybody that you fought. Now, before TUF, though, you had some tough competition prior to that. You fought Chris Weidman and Costa Philippou. What did that do for you as a fighter going into the TUF house?
It didn't really do anything, to tell you the truth. I think for every fight, you learn from it, win or lose. And at that given time when it happened, the only thing I could have done is learn from it. I lost to Weidman and then went back to training right away. And, I went against Costa and I lost to him too. So it was back-to-back. In a situation like that, you either say, all right, man, what the hell is going on? And, you probably walk away. But me, I just always was so interested in getting better. And that pushed me to learn even more and say, okay, I made some mistakes. What did I do wrong? And how can I learn from it and capitalize on it? And I just went back to the drawing board to better myself. And I think a bigger part of it was just a mental, game. And I think that's why Chael helped me so much in that aspect. And just going to the TUF house, my first fight with Andy Enns, who's a great guy, man. He's tough as nails. For me, it was just do or die. And I went in there and I was like, I got to win this. And I guess during the rest of the fights, it was more of a different approach where Chael kind of just brought this other side of me out that, I went out there and I did my due. But, at the given time, I didn't remember planning anything and all that. It was just more of me being myself and being comfortable. And that was the biggest focus. And that's what Chael kind of brought out of me.
Again, we're talking to Uriah Hall here on Late Night Cageside, powered by BJPenn.com radio. Now, as we've given you accolades here about rolling through the show, the two guys on the show, yourself and Josh, were kind of slated to fight each other. I mean, that was kind of the picks. Everybody was saying that's who you're going to fight. Now, the finals was going to be you two. Now, during the show, though, I noticed, I don't know, I think it was like the third episode, you guys did a commercial together. When did you guys do that?
That was shot like at the end of the whole thing, I think we were the two selected. They looked at us both and they just saw our work ethic. And I don't know if they focused anything of the rivalry sort, but I guess he was the ref on, their team, and they saw me as ref on my team. So they picked us both for that. Awkward moment, but hey.
It had to be an awkward moment because, obviously you knew you were in the finals, and he expected. Throughout the entire season, every interview that he gives, he basically is talking. He reminded me of Mac Danzig. I don't know if you saw that tough season. Mac Danzig, he talked about like he was the best fighter in the world. He was going to make it to the finals. He was just rolling through everybody. And that's kind of like how Josh was coming off. I don't know if that's just editing or if that's just how he really is. But
that's how he is.
Okay. So he was basically, it had to be very awkward for him because he thought he was going to be fighting you in the finals. I would have to imagine that was a very awkward moment for the two of you, especially yourself. But you obviously made it to the TUF finale. What happened, man?
I'm sure a lot of people are asking that question. And it's like, oh, man, you did all this. And then, at the end, you lost Kelvin. First off, I just want to say congratulations to Kelvin. That's definitely a bigger focus than my loss. And, I appreciate how everyone's been very supportive and all that. But, it was never really about the outcome. And that's something I've learned. And I know it's hard for a lot of people to swallow. And, when you see someone, coming up, you either want to see them succeed or you want to see them fail. And I know a lot of people wanted me to succeed. And, being that I lost in the finale, it kind of did a different turning point. But, again, it was a learning experience. And I just remember going out there, and I don't want to make excuses, but, Kelvin was a better man that night. It was a lot of weird emotions that were attacking me. And, being on the show, I was trying to control all of those emotions. I know a lot of guys on the show are like, yeah, I'm going to do this and all that. But I know that everyone on that show was scared shitless. I was just the only one, I wasn't afraid to admit it. So Kelvin was better than I did. And it was very bad.
Uriah? Can you hear him? I can't hear him.
No, it started breaking up, and I think we lost him.
I show that we're still connected.
Mr. Hall, can you hear us?
All right. So, all right, we're gonna try and get him back on here. 1 second here while we get that, because he was going pretty good there.
Yeah, man, the guy's still giving. I mean, I don't know how you can't like. I know the haters are gonna hate. I don't know how you can't like him. He's very humble. He's still giving praises to Kelvin. Focus off of what he was doing on, and puts it on to how great Kelvin performed that night.
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking there, buddy.
Okay, I thought he was on. But that's one of the most amazing things. I like getting that insight about Chael, because people see one thing, and then he was with them. He knows them on and off camera. He knows how he really is. And
all right, I'm calling him directly right now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, hello?
Oh, hey, Uriah. All right, so
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We started losing you. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear him.
You can hear him now?
Yep.
Sorry, man. I don't know what happened.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
on my end.
Okay. So we lost you, and you were speaking about what happened that night, and that it was a learning experience, and then we kind of lost you at that point.
Yeah, it was basically a learning experience, and like I said, I couldn't pull the trigger in that sense. Maybe it was just the fact that we were teammates, and we got a little close. And I still don't want to make that an excuse or an issue, but it was just, I can't explain it, man. It was just very different. And I know a lot of people say, well, maybe if it was Josh or something, we'd have pull that trigger. Maybe, I don't know. But I just remember, just not showing up. But at the same time, I got to give the guy his credit, because I think he deserves it. He put off a lot of good upsets, and he's the youngest, contestant in history to finish. And, I'm proud of him, man.
Now, have you gotten a chance to watch the fight?
The last fight? Yeah, I watched it.
What do you? I mean, because a lot of people had it close. They had a very, very close fight. Some people said your fans. And people, some experts were saying that you won the fight, that you were more the aggressor in the second and third round, and the fight metrics, show that you won the fight. Now, and then of course Kelvin won the fight by a decision. Do you think you won the fight?
It's a good question. I don't think I won the fight. I mean, I can kind of going back and kind of put myself back in my shoes and say, I don't think I did. I know for the rest of the fights in the house, I was really there and all that. Maybe at the last second, that last takedown, kind of gave him the judge's favor. But generally, I go out there and I don't leave it to the hands of the judge. Not to take anything away from them, but I don't even know if they even understand the sport that well. Because one minute you can beat the crap out of someone, and next you know, you lost because they take you down. They look at that as more dominant thing. And I guess so, but it's a fight, man, and in a fight, you can tell who got their ass kicked. But again, shit happens.
Yes, sir.
That's true. Now, again, we're talking to Uriah Hall here on Latenight Cageside, powered by BJPenn.com radio. After the fight, the people who said that you weren't performing were basically not saying that you weren't performing. I shouldn't say it like that. They said they were showboating and that you underestimated Kelvin. And I don't know if you've heard this. I want to play a clip for you of what Dana White said after the fight. And if you've heard this before, just a lot of...
I think I've heard it before.
Okay.
I'm sure he said something like, I guess I'm mentally broke.
Yes, so I'm not going to play it.
Yeah.
What do you...
I don't mind that. I can answer that question. I'm sure people were saying that I was showboating. It's definitely not showboating. Showboating is actually... talking shit and doing other crazy stuff. Me, I personally was having fun. And from a fighter's perspective, when you're able to kind of manipulate your body in that sense, you could think outside the box and do stuff. Like I would drop my hands to bait someone. It's not to say, oh, you suck or anything like that. It's just to bait him in because naturally, oh, his hands are down. I guess I could hit him. But that's just me getting comfortable, But in a situation like that where it looks like showboating, quote, people can have their own perspective. People could come up with stuff, and people could say, oh, he wasn't there in that sense. He was showboating, he was showing off, and all that stuff. Like, I remember throwing a lot of kicks, coming up, and I was just, I guess, flashy at it. And people say, oh, you're just showing off. I'm not showing off. I'm just good at it. And since I'm good at it, and I guess you suck at it, you just, I guess, trying to put me down because I'm better. But people are always going to have their own opinion, and I can't be mad at that, but I know what I was doing in the fight, and I was not showboating.
And I'm so glad you said that, because I'm going to play that recording. I had this argument with a couple of people myself personally, not on air or anything. I was like, that's not showboating. He was, I mean, like you said, it was baiting. It was part of it is a game plan. I thought it was wonderful. Now, have you been training with any big names since the show? I'm sure everyone's dying to get you to train with them.
Oh yeah, I definitely had a bunch of offers and stuff like that. Me personally, I've been hanging out at Ronda camp. I train with her boxing coach, and man, that dude is amazing. Pretty much, he can take a fighter and sees what they're good at and pretty much add more, and that's what I got the sense of. And just I work with Ronda a little bit, and I'm actually scared to go with her, man. Like she's a beast, and I do stuff here and there, but nothing too crazy. I'm in like, a little bit of relaxed mode right now and kind of still finding myself. And at the same time in the midst looking for new training camp. So nothing too crazy.
Now, how much has your life changed since the show? I know this is the same question you probably got, but I need to know myself, how much has it changed? Because I know I was pretty jealous when I saw that. I think there was a Twitter picture with you and Ronda.
Well, I definitely met some interesting people, and, I definitely met some fake people. And, again, even, losing, at the finale, it really made me realize who your friends were, And, again, I didn't really lose sleep over it because, since day one, I know that, you're going to have those people that kind of latch onto you. And I think those people are called your constituents. They're there for what you are. But then your confidants, and those people are there for you. They're there because they want to see you succeed. And I realized that, even from the knockout and all that, publicity and all that stuff, I realized who the people are going to be around, as my friends. And I realized people are going to not be around. And just by losing, I just see those people who suddenly will talk shit and just all of a sudden, not there. And it's like, wow. So it's good. It's good that I get to see that side of it, man. But I definitely met some really cool people. I know Ronda personally. She's an awesome girl, man. Like, what you actually see on TV is what you get. She's a beast in the ring, but she's the most sweetest, compassionate person you ever meet. And definitely after the fight, she told me to come down there. And I wasn't really going to go down there to California. I was just going to go out to Portland and train again and, work with Chael for his upcoming fight at the time. And she was like, no, take some time off. And she finally convinced me to go down there. And it was just a really good mindset that I need at that time. And she helped a lot. So, hats off to her, man. She's a champ. She's a true champ.
And that's wonderful to hear. Maybe you can put a word in. I've been talking with her Twitter fan page, trying to get her on. Now, what did you just have? Something went on with Twitter the other day, man. I see you tweeted me to follow this one account, and now you got hacked. What happened with that, man?
Man, you know what? That's that freaking thing, man. I pretty much signed up to a long time ago. My buddy told me to do it. My little brother, Malik, he's like, all right, you need Twitter, and he's like a Twitter genius, man. And then I think I forgot the password or something. Then it got hacked, and then I couldn't even get back into it, and then it was this whole trouble of getting in my own account. But the thing is, I got a new phone, and I couldn't log on from my new phone, but it was still accessible from my old phone. So I was like, you know what, let me just start a new account. And I did it, and it got a little high, and then one of my buddies said, dude, you got like 30-something followers. How the hell are you going to get rid of them? You're going to lose them, or it's going to take forever or whatever. But I didn't really care, and then it turns out my Twitter account was being fixed, and I was like, all right, guys, I guess I'm closing this, my bad. And I just lost 2,000 followers just like that. And it's back to normal now, so, it's all good. I got my little star, so I'm good.
Again, we're talking to Uriah Hall here on Latenight Cageside, powered by BJPenn.com radio. What I want to go back to Ronda there a little bit. Got a couple things that... and I'm sure you've been asked about this, but the video. that was put out.
That should kick my ass.
Yeah,
yes, it's real.
Is it legit?
It is legit. I mean, I have respect. I'm not gonna go crazy and kill, but at the same time, man, Ronda, she's holding her own, and I felt like if I maybe turn it up, she would have, handled herself. I think she can handle herself in that sense. She's tough, man. She's actually a strong person, and she's really good. It's like she's like a cat and a snake put together. She's very agile, very like. Her balance is ridiculous, but at the same time, she'll move around you like a snake. And I think if I even think about turning it up, she'll have a good defense to back it up. Besides, she's a champ, and she's a freaking judo Olympian. So, seriously, what chance did I really have?
Well, I mean, in the grappling, just a lot of people are going out and say that's fake, that you let her get the arm bar on you.
Oh, no. I didn't let her get that arm bar. She really got that arm bar. But the thing was, I wasn't going crazy. But it got on, I wasn't paying attention, and she's so good at it. But I was like, all right, I'm strong. Let me pop out of this. And I really could not get out of it. Like, I'm not kidding you. I couldn't get out of it. I was like, holy shit. I really couldn't get out of it. So she's good, man.
So now with Ronda as well, she won her first fight against Liz, and basically... I don't want to say defended because she didn't. I mean, some people were giving her slack because she didn't actually win the UFC title. So, I mean, she kind of won it, defended it all in one night when she beat Liz. She's now going to be fighting a very, very tough opponent in Cat Zingano. I don't know if you know a lot about Cat or not, but a lot of people are saying that Ronda is unbeatable. I've seen Cat fight. I think this is going to be a true test for Ronda. Because she has Kat's got some really sick Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and it's going to be an interesting fight. What do you think of the fight?
So I don't really know what's going to happen. I know that, and again, this is, Chael, you made me understand that no one's unbeatable. I mean, anyone could be beat. Anyone could be beat. I think whoever shows up that night will prevail. I know Ronda personally. I know she can kick ass. I don't really know Catherine Ghana that well. I've met her. All I can say about her, she's a sweet person, man. She opens her mouth, you're like, you're not a fighter. Just the way she talks, I can't believe she's a fighter because she's such a sweet person. But again, with the fight game, the mental background behind it is totally different. I know for a fact that when Ronda gets, her mental game on point, man, no one could touch that girl. She's amazing. I don't know what to say about Kat. I don't really know that side of her, but in any fight with any girls, they go out there and they bang, they kick ass, man. I think for all the girl competitors that are going in the UFC right now, forget about the guys that are going to have fight of the night. It is out the book. The girls are going to automatically get fight of the night because they go out there and they just throw down. And I think for guys, we're so technical, we don't want to get hit. But the girls, they go out there and they beat the crap out of each other. So expect to see a bang, expect to see a show. And we've always been seeing shows from the ladies. And, man, I'm just so awesome to even be witnessing that because I know for a lot of females, getting into MMA, it's a big deal right now because, a lot of females or a lot of people weren't looking at that side. But Ronda is, like, opening that door. And, of course, these other female fighters, Misha Tate and Catherine Zingano too, and even Liz, man, they're all getting in there and making history. So expect 4 fights.
Now they're going to both be on TUF next year and in co-ed. Do you feel like are you a little disappointed that you missed out on the co-ed TUF season?
I'm not disappointed. I just hope, personally, I just hope it doesn't turn into the real world Ultimate Fighter. Because you don't want that, man. I mean, I've seen previous season of the show, and it didn't really grasp me. I feel the first season, that was, pretty much the only season I watched from start to finish. But I just saw a lot of drama and all that BS. I just thought it was unnecessary. I just thought, it's a tournament, it's a tough tournament, and, you're going to handpick strong, tough guys. Why not go out there and represent the sport in that sense? And it just kills me when I see guys go out there and make a fool of themselves. So I just hope it doesn't lead, to that. But I'm sure it's going to be great for entertainment. You got guys and girls in the same house, and at the same time, they're fighting each other. Shit, that's going to be a hell of a season.
I mean, it's a season I'm looking forward to. Your season was great. I think your season actually turned the corner for the Ultimate Fighter. It was starting to get a little stale. It was starting to get. It was still producing a way to find talented fighters, but it just wasn't working. And you guys' season, Sonnen and Jones, which everybody thought was going to be basically shit talking the entire time between the two, was completely opposite, and it was a very engaging season, and I really enjoyed it. What I want to ask you now,
I'm grateful for that, man.
Grateful. It was fun to watch. Seriously, it was probably for me personally. I don't know about for Chase, but for me personally, it was the best season since the first season for me.
You know what? I ran into people who told me they don't even follow MMA, but they really like that season. And I feel really good because again, the MMA is getting big, especially UFC, and I definitely want to, if I have a chance, to promote it in that sense where a lot of people not looking at it as, this crazy blood sport. It's not, man. It's art, man. And you go out there and you're thinking on your feet and you have all these tools and all these elements and we get to use it. It's a great masterpiece. And I'm just so happy that a lot of people that don't even have, that background to even watch MMA or know about the sport or even intrigued about it now. And, that's a huge step.
So what's next for you, Uriah? Do you have anything on the books, anything planned? Is there anything you can give us a, breaking announcement that you're fighting?
Well, right now it's just pretty much, back to the drawing board. It's training. It's always training because I'm an athlete, I'm a martial artist, and for me personally, every day I just want to, improve and get better. As far as announcing any fights or anything like that, I can't really say yet. And if anything, UFC will be the first to announce it. So I don't really have any announcement to make in that sense. But for the meantime that I have, I'm going to use it the best I can and just improve and get better.
Okay, so I'm gonna follow you up on that one because you said something there, and I want to make sure. So do you have an opponent? You just can't say it? Yep.
I didn't say anything like that,
right.
Man. No, not at all. I didn't say anything like that. I don't even know what I'm fighting against. There you go.
Okay. All right.
But like I said, I'm just using this time to get better.
Okay. All right. You can dance around it all you want, Uriah. All right. All right. We end the interview the same way every time, Uriah. We do a 10-second knockout. Take it away, Chase.
All right. We got a 10-second knockout. I asked you 5 quick questions. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm ready for, but I'm ready.
All right. Favorite food?
Oh, damn. Shit. Sushi. There you go. Sushi.
Your favorite movie?
I would have to say there's a bunch, but my all-time favorite, I would have to say The Matrix.
Oh, me too, brother. Favorite vacation?
Favorite vacation spot? I'd have to say Cali, man. I'm falling in love.
That's wonderful. UFC rules or Pride rules?
Woo! Pride rules, because we ain't got no judges.
There we go. Finish by knockout or submission?
Knockout, of course. Submission is a little bit
There we go. That's the 10-second knockout. Uriah Hall, one of my all-time favorite guests.
Hey, Thanks, probably having one of the all-time greatest knockouts in MMA history. I want to, again, thank you for coming on Late Night Cageside, Uriah, here on BJPenn.com radio. What we do now is because you gave us your time, you give us about a half hour here, we'd like to give that time back to you, to go ahead and take as much time as you want. Go ahead and thank your sponsors, friends, family, anybody you want to go ahead and thank. This is your time. Take as much of it as you want.
Well, I definitely want to thank, the fans of me, of course, and fans of the sport. You guys, we can't really do it without you guys, and you guys have been there a lot, and it's only going to get bigger. I want to thank all my friends, my family, of course, my mom, and working on those sponsors. They're knocking, but I got to make sure I know what I'm doing first, and that's pretty much it, man.
All right, that's Uriah Hall. Thank you so much for coming on Late Night Cageside. We want to wish you good luck in your next fight, which is against who again? All right, you're right. All right, you have a good night, man, and good luck in your career.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Wow, Uriah Hall, man. That guy, that's a funny guy to talk